I just finished watching The Rip for the second time. I think that color plays a very important role in this telling of the story of this film. So this is my interpretation of the color theory of The Rip. Big disclaimer, if you have not seen The Rip, don't watch this video until you do. I'm going to spoil the ending pretty badly. The film opens with the brutal murder of a police chief, a character named Jackie, and when the other members of the TRT are brought in for questioning, Steven Yeun's character, Mike Rowe, is called in for questioning, and we can see in this frame here, he's wearing a green t-shirt. Green becomes a very important color in this entire film. Not only does the film generally have this yellow and green wash to it, which I think is very appropriate for a film like this, and it's exceptionally well done. I think the color green and the color orange and red play bigger parts in this film than you might initially realize. So Mike Rowe is brought in here. He's wearing a green shirt. We can see this in a little bit better detail in this frame here, where you can clearly see that his shirt is green. The members of TRT decide to go get cranked up, and we can see them outside. So we can see here again, Mike's shirt is green, and then we have Maddie Nix show up, who is also wearing green. These guys have a conversation here, and it's pretty jovial and lighthearted at the beginning. Demars, I think, gets a tip from a anonymous informant about a stash house that's got a lot of drug money in it. Demars organizes the troops. They head to the stash house, and we see Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe is in a green car as he arrives on the scene, as they all arrive together. Then we have the money-smelling dog. I forget his name, he's very cute, but he's peeing on the house. And if we look at the subsequent shot of the house that he's peeing on, you see a green piece of the outside here. So already we're seeing a lot of green used pretty intentionally outside of the color grade to convey or otherwise give some context or information subconsciously to what's going on here. We meet Desi, the TRT search the house. Interesting to note is her wardrobe, and I think this plays an important role into the film as well. She is often photographed in warm yellow or orangish light, almost all of her scenes. She's lit with a lamp. When she's in the kitchen, it's very orange, very yellow, and I think that color choice ties into Jackie as a character, and also kind of helps delineate who is who in this mystery, whodunit kind of thing of the film. But her shirt is a very interesting pattern, but notice the color orange. Desi is an informant for the police or the TRT and claims innocence of knowing about the money that is ultimately found in the house upstairs after they break through the walls in orange buckets. So we've got these orange buckets with green money inside, and we're starting to pick up on a color theme here. So later when the black and white shows up at the house, kind of unannounced, we see two characters in this car, and this character here, whose face is awash in green light, and the passenger, who is also kind of getting that wash of green light on him. They have a little bit of a standoff, go on their merry way, and then we're back in the house where the money is being counted, and it is now awash in this green. Aside from money naturally being greenish in quality, it's being emphasized here in the lighting choices to be further pushed green. Mike needs to do something to get out of this house and secure the money that he is trying to take. And how does he do it? He's going to set fire to the house, but how's he going to do that? With a green candle. Everybody gets into a van. They're off to what is supposed to be one location, but it is actually not. And our heroes are also in this armored van, right? So it's like a 4-character standoff inside a moving vehicle. It's revealed that they're not going the way that they're supposed to be going, but the streetlights that they are passing under also have a specific color that seems to generally hit some characters more than the other. We've got JD here and Demars routinely hit with warm light, and we have Mike Rowe, as this scene progresses, continually hit with green light. Now, I could be wrong at this part, but the original driver that's killed in the shootout, I believe, is Maddie Nix's partner from when they rolled up in this scene together. He kind of makes that high jump out of the armored vehicle. And who takes over is this guy who is wearing a green shirt. And I believe that he is this guy here. I'm not saying that this is like 100% fact, but it's awfully coincidental that these characters that are directly involved with stealing this money are wearing green or otherwise affected by green light more than other characters. JD and Demars are affected by warm light more than other characters or more often. So it ultimately leads to a chase, and with Demars chasing down Mike Rowe's character where amidst all of this green foliage here, where he's ultimately arrested, whereas JD takes out Maddie Nix in this scene here, and you see a big swath of this warm light amidst this cold green. At the very end, we see the red behind the group of our TRT. There's a lot of flashing light bars that are going on in this scene. This could just be coincidental, but there's not a lot of blue or green happening behind them. It is the majority of the time red light. So if we go back really quickly to Desi's wardrobe, she's got this orange kind of theme in what she's wearing, but she's also photographed in warm environments. And because she is connected to Jackie, let's take a look at Jackie's original opening scene footage. She is depicted in warm light for the most part, even when she's in the car. It's warm light that's hitting her. And when she ultimately meets her demise, you can see it's still warm. There's another red car in the scene. She's also wearing a red scarf, which comes in at the very end. And in the flashback scenes, Jackie is always depicted in a warm glow of positive and comforting light. This color scheme is kind of subconsciously showing you what side everybody's on. It's not egregious. It's not like it's only orange or only green the entire duration of the film. There is a little bit of crosstalk as characters walk through environments and light splashes and hits them, but it's pretty consistent throughout the whole film, enough that I noticed it and I thought this would be interesting to share. So at the very end of the film, Demars and JD are at the beach, and who do we see here? We have a young girl wearing a red scarf, and it is revealed that her name is Jackie, as someone calls her name, presumably to come in from walking or playing with the dog on the beach. And in the closing shot here, our main characters are awash in that red-orange light, seemingly or suggesting that Jackie's presence was with them through the entire time, leading them through and to this ultimate result. That is how I think color plays a very, very significant role in the storytelling of this film. This is all conjecture. I have no idea. I was not a part of this film whatsoever. I also understand this is not primarily a colorist's input. And I think what Joe Bogdanovich did with this film, coloring it so masterfully, was able to do was most likely embellish what was already decided on set. I just think it's really cool that color can be used to help tell stories by adding, subtle layers to the story, to the plot as it unfolds. And when color is used in a really creative way, I think it just elevates the entire art of filmmaking in general. This was my take on the color theory behind it. I'd love to hear your take on it. And if you got something different, or maybe you had a different interpretation of it, leave it in the comments and let's chat about it. And until then, I'll see you in the next one.